All right, ready to dive into something pretty amazing.
I'm all ears. What we got?
We're taking on Mahalaya.
Talk about diving into the heart of Bengali culture.
No better place to start, right? And you know what always gets me?
What kind?
Mahalaya isn't just about the lead up to Durga Puja, it's like this incredible sonic experience too.
You're talking about the radio program.
Exactly, that narration, the music, it's like this whole other world.
It's iconic.
Totally. And it all revolves around this one incredibly powerful story. The story of Durga.
The goddess who slays demons.
Exactly. And for this deep dive, we're going straight to the source, the lyrics from the program.
Oh, wow. Yeah, those are widely available online.
Right. Passed down through generations.
Amazing how something so ancient can still feel so relevant.
That's what I love about it. So let's get into it. What is it about this story, about Durga, that just grabs you and never lets go?
Well, the setup itself is pretty gripping. Imagine a world on the brink. The gods, they're utterly powerless against Mahishasur's reign of terror.
Talk about high stakes.
Absolutely. And it's from that utter darkness, that feeling of being completely overwhelmed, that Durga emerges.
And the way they describe it in the lyrics, it's not subtle.
Not at all.
A beam of light erupting from Vishnu and Rudra's bodies.
Wow, yeah.
It's like witnessing the birth of a cosmic force.
And that's exactly what Durga is. She's not just a goddess. She is divine power embodied.
And then there's this whole sequence where each god bestows a weapon or ornament upon her.
Oh, right. Like they're equipping her for the ultimate battle.
It's such a powerful visual. Even just reading the words, you can practically see it unfolding.
It's like watching a divine warrior being armed by the universe itself.
Okay, so let's talk about that battle because, wow, the lyrics don't hold back.
Not one bit.
There's this one line, Debir Sanka Dilin Futkar, the goddess blew the conch.
I get chills just hearing that.
Right, you can practically hear it echoing across the battlefield.
It's a call to arms, a declaration that the fight is on.
And Mahishasur, he doesn't go down without a fight, does he?
Not even close. He transforms again and again throughout the battle.
Bruh.
Buffalo, elephant, lion. He even takes the form of a handsome man.
It's like he's pulling out all the stops, trying to outsmart her, overpower her.
But Durga, she sees through it all.
She's not fooled by appearances. She's not intimidated by brute force.
It speaks to her wisdom, her ability to see beyond the surface and strike at the heart of evil.
Which is what makes the story so much more than just an epic showdown, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's about the battle between good and evil that's always raging, not just out there in the world, but within each of us.
Exactly. So how does that play out in the lyrics?
Well, they don't shy away from the darkness. If anything, they embrace it, showing us how seductive it can be, how easily it can wear a mask of beauty or familiarity.
Which is something we all grapple with, right?
Or
recognizing the different faces of evil, the ways it can sneak into our lives.
it's a constant struggle. But Durga, she represents that unwavering hope that even when things are at their bleakest, good can triumph.
And it's no coincidence that this story is so deeply intertwined with Durga Puja itself.
It's the perfect time to reflect on those battles we're facing, those inner demons we're wrestling with, and find strength in knowing that even the most fearsome darkness can be overcome.
It's like the festival itself becomes a celebration of that victory, of the possibility of renewal and hope.
Exactly. But there's something else that always gets me about this story, a detail that adds a whole other layer of complexity. It's the moment when Durga actually offers Mahishasur a chance to surrender before their final confrontation.
Whoa, seriously? I don't remember that part.
It's easy to miss if you're not paying close attention. But yeah, right there in the lyrics, it says, Garja kanang muhya yabath pibam yaham, which basically translates to, roar, roar as long as you can, drink the wine while you can.
Okay, that's pretty intense.
Right, it's like this final taunt, but there's also this undercurrent of mercy, almost.
You're right, it's not just about utterly destroying evil, it's about recognizing its power, acknowledging it even.
Exactly. Durga, she's not blinded by rage. She's driven by something far greater.
A sense of justice, perhaps?
Right. But even more than that, I think it's about recognizing the potential for redemption, even in the darkest of hearts.
Even in a terrifying demon king.
Especially in someone like that. It's like she's saying, look, I see you, I recognize your strength, but this path you're on, it only leads to destruction. Choose differently.
That's pretty profound when you think about it. It elevates the whole story beyond a simple battle between good and evil.
It becomes a reflection of the choices we all face, the battles we fight within ourselves.
It makes you think, what would happen if Mahishasur actually did surrender? Would Durga show him compassion?
It's interesting to consider, right? But ultimately, that's not the story we're told. He makes his choice, clings to his pride and his rage, and faces the consequences.
Which makes the message even stronger, don't you think?
Absolutely. It reminds us that every action has repercussions, that we have the power to choose our path, but we also have to live with the consequences of those choices.
It's a powerful reminder, especially as we approach Durga Puja, a time for reflection and renewal.
Speaking of which, there's another aspect of the lyrics I wanted to touch on, those recurring chants of Namo Chandi, Namo Chandi.
Oh, yeah. Those always give me chills. It's like they reverberate through the whole program.
They're more than just chants, they're invocations, prayers whispered into the very fabric of the story.
What do you mean by that?
Think about it. These lyrics, they've been passed down for generations, listened to by millions. Each time someone hears those words, Namo Chandi, Namo Chandi, it's like they're adding their own voice to this collective prayer, this outpouring of devotion.
So it's not just about Durga as a character in a story. It's about what she represents.
Exactly. She becomes this embodiment of strength, of resilience, of hope in the face of overwhelming odds. And by chanting her name, by invoking her presence, listeners are tapping into that power, drawing strength from it.
It's like a direct line to the divine, a way of connecting with something larger than themselves.
Exactly. And that connection, that sense of shared faith and devotion, it's palpable, even just reading the lyrics.
It's true. I can only imagine how powerful it must be to actually hear those chants, to feel the music swelling, to be swept up in the emotion of it all.
It's an experience that transcends language, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's about feeling the story as much as hearing it.
Precisely. And that brings us to those closing lines.
Yeah.
The ones that leave you breathless with anticipation.
Those closing lines, I swear, every single time.
They get you right here, don't they?
Right in the feels.
Yeah, try saying that without feeling a surge of something.
It's like this perfect distillation of everything the story's been building towards.
The promise of peace, the dispelling of darkness, the arrival of dawn. And it's all wrapped up in this incredibly evocative language.
And it's not just what they're saying, it's how it's delivered, right?
Oh, absolutely. You can practically hear the emotion in the narrator's voice, the way they draw those last few words. Darkness defeated. It sends chills down your spine.
It's like this collective exhale of relief, of hope, of pure joy.
And it comes at the perfect moment, right when you need it most. After all that tension, all that struggle, suddenly there's this feeling of release, of renewal.
It's like they're not just telling you the story, they're inviting you to feel it, to experience it alongside them.
Exactly. It's not passive listening, it's active participation. You're right there on the battlefield, witnessing this cosmic clash of good and evil.
And when you finally hear those words, darkness defeated, it's like a weight has been lifted, a new dawn has arrived.
Transformative, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's like they've tapped into something primal, something deeply ingrained in the human experience.
That longing for light, that yearning for hope, that belief that even in the face of overwhelming darkness, we can find a way through.
And that's the magic of Mahalaya, isn't it?
It's more than just a story. It's an experience.
A journey for the soul.
And these lyrics, they're like a map guiding us towards that experience.
But they can only take us so far, right?
Exactly. At some point, you have to put down the map and take that first step into the unknown.
Which, in this case, means seeking out a recording of the program, diving into the full sensory experience.
Music, chanting, dramatic narration. It all blends together to create something truly immersive. Something that goes beyond words.
It's like the difference between reading about a sunrise and actually witnessing one firsthand. Both are beautiful in their own right, but there's nothing quite like feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin, seeing the colors explode across the sky.
It's about engaging with the story on a whole other level, allowing it to wash over you, to seep into your bones.
And that's what we're hoping you'll do.
Go on, take the plunge.
Explore the magic of Mahalaya.
You might just surprise yourself with what you discover.
And on that note, until next time, keep exploring, keep those deep dives going.